Oh, there we go. Okay, we are starting off this Pokemon Myth episode a little bit differently than normal. You may notice that we are starting off inside of a Pokemon battle. That is because this took a while to find. I did decide to go ahead and finally grab these roaming legendaries, and we've finally encountered one. I've already Master Balled Groudon and Kyogre just to get them out of the pools, try and narrow it down so we could get this thing. We've also picked up an extra Shimmer Ball on the way out of Victory Road that I managed to pick up while I got lost trying to get out of there because I didn't have Fly. Oh. 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 Well. Wow. I do believe we are about to go ahead and grab ourselves another shiny legendary. And with that, that means that we can go ahead and get both of these roaming legendaries in Shimmer Balls, which I do think is going to be the play, because one, it takes forever to actually encounter them, and we have both the Shimmer Balls ready for it, meaning we don't have to make a decision between which one we would rather have shiny. Instead, we can just go ahead, throw the ball, we can see its ordinary sprite right now, it's cool, and we can also see its shiny sprite, which I think is probably the ideal way of doing this, because these roaming encounters are not the most fun. There is one positive, and that is the fact that they do stick between Route 11 and the Roy Cloud Passageway, which are routes that are right next to each other. So that is one thing that does make it a bit easier, but still, they are annoying to encounter. Very electric. Okay, the Pokemon of Day. The Gary is said to be the guardian of light. No one has ever seen it in person until today. Would you like to give a nickname? No, we're going to keep it with its ordinary name, and we are going to boot someone out of our team right now so that we can slap on. I think it's going to be Delugar, actually. And we will have a look at this shiny sprite, shall we? So before we had the nice white and blue, I should probably take the speed up off. We had this nice white and blue kind of beautiful look, and instead it becomes more of a light blue and pink. Okay, not the craziest difference. Not the craziest difference. Still kind of fitting the theme of being a light-themed Pokemon. Makes sense. Gentle nature with Anger Point, which I think is the same thing that our other legendary has that I don't have on the team right now, because I think I swapped it out so we could have Fly. But yeah, both have Anger Point. Fast special attacker on a Fairy Electric typing is good. Is good. Probably gets access to, like, Moonblast. Yep, and Volt Switch, and Flamethrower again. And Fissure again. Interesting. But Moonblast, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, maybe it can get Calm Mind. Maybe it can get another decent coverage move. Good. Good Pokemon. We're going to try and find the other roaming legendary as well. Hey, there we go. We finally got the other one. It took a while. I've managed to nuzzle down Latias and Latios into red HP Paralyzed before I even saw this thing once, but we finally see Frecknight, the other roaming legendary. We are, as discussed before, going to just go ahead and throw a Shimmer Ball at this. I kind of hope it just gets the Umbreon treatment, because I just want to see the yellow parts turn to light blue, because shiny Umbreon is a beautiful shiny. However, if it goes to something different, that would also be kind of interesting. It doesn't have that many patterns, so I feel like this is going to be the underwhelming shiny of the bunch, but I would love to be proven wrong. We are just going to go ahead, throw ourselves our Shimmer Ball. That is our last Shimmer Ball. Unless we find another one. We have found quite a few, so we might find another one, but there's our last Shimmer Ball for right now. Dark Steel. Nice typing. Do we want to give it a nickname? No. We are going to boot someone out so that we can see it immediately, though, and that person is going to be Titanion. Sorry, Titanion. You will be back on the team shortly. But for right now, we are going to check out shiny Frecknight. So from black and yellow to black and purple. Okay, I do like that color combination a lot. I do. Dark Steel typing, we saw before. Lax Nature. This is the more physical side of Pokemon of the legendaries. This is high attack, high defense, decent HP. Better HP than Legendary, for example. Double Iron Bash. Interesting. Okay, the other moves are weird, but Double Iron Bash is very cool. That's Melmetal's signature move, for anyone that may be wondering. With Giga Impact, Hydro Pump, and Meteor Beam. No Dark-type move like Night Slash. Instead, just full Giga Impact. Hydro Pump is also weird when everyone else got Flamethrower, but cool. Cool. Glad to have these out of the way. I don't actually know if there was anything special about this Ditto, actually, that was the Psyduck. I thought maybe it was going to have perfect IVs, but then all of its stats would be the same. They would all be matching, and they would all probably have 82 stats in it, like the attack stat of this, I presume. So, because all of its stats aren't the same, it's not a perfect IV Ditto, it doesn't have Imposter. Instead, this Ditto was actually just kind of garbage to pick up. That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. Oh well. Oh well. Also, we do have ourselves a Groudon and Kyogre Court. We have a neutral-natured Groudon, high attack, high defense, Earthquake, Hammer-Arm, Fissure, and Rest. And then we also have ourselves a relaxed nature Kyogre, has Drizzle, obviously, with Muddy Water, Ice Beam, Sheer Cold, and Arc Ring. Don't think I'm going to use either of those, but they work a lot. Mostly so that we could get a higher chance of encountering the roaming legendaries that we actually wanted to see, and I had spare Master Balls, so why not? Now, the only other thing that we have to talk about is which of these do we want to take? We have the 3 shiny legendaries. I do like Fenrir the most in terms of appearance. It just feels like it has more going on than the other 2. Legendary, pretty simple, good design. I like it, but pretty simple. Frecknight, same kind of situation. Not a lot going on. It's basically just a wolf. Whereas Fenrir has the funky style, and I kind of like it. So while other Pokemon might have better typings that we might want, like we don't have an electric type on the team when we take off Volta because that was there to fly. We don't have an electric type on the team, but we do have Fairy. We don't have Ground or Ghost. And when it comes to Dark or Steel, we do have a Steel types. Actually, you know what? Fenrir is still the Pokemon that we probably want to take with us on our team. So this will be the final slot for us. So no team changes, nothing too crazy, but I am glad that we went and got these roaming legendaries done, because I was curious what they would look like as shinies, and I was curious about their typings and stuff as well. So hopefully this was helpful to someone. No. Don't make that noise ever again. Alright, and we are ready to go ahead and go into this second half of Victory Road, which I don't think we explored any of last time. I think we got to the very beginning of it and kind of stopped right there, so we have all of this new stuff to explore. So, let's just go ahead and get right into it. We can see if any more of these trainers have any more special megas. I actually want to battle everyone as we go through, actually, so I will go back to that later. Max Revive, not a Shimmer Ball. My disappointment is actually very, very high. I'm honestly expecting Shimmer Balls from like every third Pokeball now, which is crazy. And I shouldn't be expecting this much, but I am. I just want more shinies. I think if we got one more, that would kind of work out perfectly for us, because then we could get the actual like mascot legendary of the game. We could get that as a shiny as well. Obviously, we don't need to have every Pokemon shiny, right? It's incredible that we got this many shinies. They were very, very generous on the Shimmer Ball giveaways. I say it's giveaways. Not quite what it was, but you know what I mean. Very generous with the Shimmer Ball placements. So if there is another one, I would be very surprised and happy at the same time. Lopunny. How are we going to deal with a Lopunny, you may ask? We have a Virizion with a Sacred Sword, and that's probably the best way to do it. Is it going to be a Mega Lopunny? I'm going to assume so. It is a Mega Lopunny. I am a little bit jealous. We do have a shiny Baneri. If we wanted to use a shiny Mega Lopunny, we could, but I'm pretty set on just using Arcanine for the foreseeable future. If I do decide to swap our Arcanine out for any reason, it would probably be... I don't even know what it would be for. Also, ow! I was full health. Well, I mean... Ow. Ow. Jeez. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and hopefully live a hit on our Volcarona and Psychic it. Maybe we don't even live a hit, though. Triple Axle again. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I was more worried about, like, return at full base power or something weird like that, but that's okay. Or just a random Giga Impact. Triple Axle Mega Lopunny did a lot of damage, though. That was insane. I was actually worried about, like, Bounce or something weird like that might come out that might one-shot Virizion, but no, just triple axled straight to the face hole. Kinda messed up. See another Pokeball. I also see a Terrakion. We get another Max Revive. Okay, that's 2 Max Revives in this area. Hello, Terrakion. We get a Sky-infused gem. Interesting, interesting. I don't have any good Pokeballs for catching this, really. I mean, we have Timables, but I'm gonna actually ignore the Terrakion. I know, crazy. Ready to be spooked? I'll send you running home. Go ahead, try and spook me. Send out a Ghost type. I'm gonna Shadow Punch it. Metagross. But it's floating. Ooh, spooky. Drill Run. Yeah, not the most spooky. Heavy Slam. Okay, you know what? Never mind. It's terrifying. It's terrifyingly spooky. Wait, this light? I'm looking at this like it has its weight listed on it when it definitely doesn't. I'm just surprised that that KO'd, actually. I do think like half the Pokemon in this area are genuinely running like Life Orb and stuff like that, so I wouldn't be surprised if some of these Pokemon have items like Choice Bands and the like, or even a more, a less threatening version with like Muscle Bands, just something strong to boost them. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a lot of that. Why does Gengar have an outline? Like what I do with my thumbnails, I add just a little white outline around the whole thing, but Gengar has it just in general. Why? Mega Gengar. Does it also have the outline? I'm more curious about the outline than I am about the Pokemon. Sorry, I'm getting focused on the wrong thing here. It doesn't have the white outline. I wonder what the reason for that is. I'm very curious to know the reason for that. I did actually take a little bit of a break in between catching the roaming legendaries and me recording right now, where I went ahead and actually did make a thumbnail, so that's why it's on my mind and why I'm so focused on this. I also saw that some people have early access, like Syntac and Hero Voltzy. I saw both of those had early access to Pal World, and that annoys the living daylights out of me. Only out of jealousy. All right, good on them for getting early access to be able to be playing it already, but we have to wait till Friday. And that's annoying. So I'm letting my jealousy show a little bit because I do want to play it very, very badly. We should be fine to wrap up Myth before that, though. We are in no rush with Myth. We can easily get Myth finished with plenty of time to spare because we're on the second half of Victory Road, I presume. I don't think we'll have too much more after that. Pokemon League. Well, that was interesting timing. But yeah, I don't think we have too much more to go. We have the Pokemon League basically left. Mew statue? Interesting. We already saw Mew and caught Mew. No battle as we enter. And we have made it to the Pokemon League. So I guess the only thing that's really left for us is the Pokemon League and Champion. And for now, deciding on what we want to do with our team. This episode, I don't know how long it's going to be. It might actually end up being shorter. Blissey Trainer, this one makes more sense to me. The one in the starting town, I don't think should exist. This one makes way more sense to me. But I guess it's time for us to decide on our final team. We no longer need to worry about having ourselves, like, Surf with Delugar. We don't have to worry about Surf. We don't have to worry about any HMs. We can just go ahead and use the team that we think is going to perform the best. First of all, Volcarona is absolutely going to be on the team. I'm going to even take some things off of the team right now, including Arcanine. I'm going to even take Arcanine off of the team right now. I know this is the shiny box, but still. Titanion. Do I think you are worth using on the team? Good defenses. Sword Stance has Toxic in case anything sets up on us. Pretty useful, pretty useful. Virizion I kind of want to use because it's pretty. That's my full reasoning on that one. Is it time to bring back Greg? It might be time to bring back Greg. We've used Delugar a lot. And Delugar, don't get me wrong, is very, very good. Can I afford to not bring Delugar? Let's get a little bit of a damage comparison between the two. I know Azumarill is level 54, but still, we can get a little bit of a comparison. Azumarill has 96 attack. With huge power active, that actually nearly rivals Delugar's special attack at level 54. So we can assume that that's probably going to go up by at least like 20 more points. Probably somewhere in the realm of like 25 more points. Azumarill will hit harder, and to know, Azumarill does have the infusion of water typing. So its water type moves will hit even harder than that, meaning its Aqua Tail will hit super hard. That is an option. Delugar has impressed me. Delugar has impressed me. Berserk, when active, does make it stronger than Greg can be. I'm gonna keep Delugar. I'm gonna keep Delugar. We used Greg a lot in the early game, so Greg was used. I think that's fine if we give Greg a little bit of a backseat. Any of these legendaries ones that we'd want to use? Do we want to maybe use Frecknight instead of Titanion? Can I see if I can give you a TM from here? No, you'd have to be in my party to see if I can get a TM. If Frecknight can get Toxic, his moveset's just not great. His moveset isn't great, and that is having an impact on me. We could also take the Ampharos for our Fire-type Mega, rather than the Arcanine. Has Flamethrower, has Calm Mind. Flamethrower will obviously be way stronger than any Fire Fangs coming out from Arcanine, because Arcanine didn't get Flamblets. Meaning, Woolworth would probably be a stronger Pokemon than Arcanine. Or we could go get another Pythonova if we wanted to really spice things up and use a different Pokemon. That seems like a lot of effort to do right now when I'm talking about wrapping things up. So I think I'm gonna train up Ampharos on the Blissies. I'm gonna take that. That works. Lucario is also an option for a Mega. Serpent Sink is also an option, but I feel like we've got our Water type settled. Do we still want to take Fenrir? It's not a bad Pokemon by any means. Its moveset is just, like, Shadow Punch is a little bit lacking in base power for what I would want at this point in the game. We could take Spectrion. That would be different. And it would be easy enough to train. We also have Racolossus in here. We have so many choices. We could take this Spectrion. Moonblast, Shadow Ball, Flamethrower is nice coverage. Extreme Speed we would hopefully replace with something. I don't know what it would be though, but I mean, we'd mostly be using Shadow Ball anyway. One other thing that might be a decider is double checking what gems we have for infusion. We just picked up the Sky one for a flying type. If we wanted to take a flying type, we could even maybe take something like Pidgeot, although I don't have the greatest plan to do that. I don't think I want to do that. Alright, so Bloom Infused Gem, we could put onto Virizion. That gives it an infusion. We have the Bug one, I think is what Infested was, which I don't think we have any use for. Unless we were to catch something new, but I don't think we're going to do that at this point in the game. That'd be a little bit crazy. So, Virizion can get an infusion. Spirit Infused Gem, which I think was Ghost. So we could Ghost Infuse either the Legendary Fenrir or Spectron. I was about to call it Umbreon then, but Spectron. So we could choose between those two, and we could probably take ourselves a Ghost type. We also have a Lightning Infused Gem, which if we really wanted to, we could put on the Legendaries, the Light Fairy Electric type Legendary. That would also be an option. We do have options. We are not lacking in option. It mostly comes down to, do I think Spectron is better on the team, or do I think Fenrir is better on the team? I'm going to quickly double check EMs for the two of them, and this is going to decide the final party spot that we take into the Pokemon League Challenge, I believe. Provided that we do not get turned away by the dude that is just sitting at the door saying, hey, you need to go and do this on this adventure, which honestly would kind of suck if that was a thing they slapped in there, but it's possible. So we could take Crunch. Ghost and Dark-type moves kind of have the same coverage, so I don't have the most gravitation towards that. We could take Wild Charge, because we now don't have Arcanine or Electric-type moves. Okay. Okay. I'm willing to get rid of Flamethrower for Overheat, because I feel like Overheat is going to be a much more situational move. We will have Flamethrower on Woolworth for Fire-type coverage. The only time we're going to be clicking Overheat is in very, very niche scenarios. I can't even really think of many, but very niche scenarios. And I also want to check Spectrion and see Spectrion's possible other move. I'm hoping that it can get something decent. Fenrir it is. Fenrir it is. I think that decides our team. I think that is what we're going to take into the Elite Four next time. So, that is where we're going to be wrapping things up right here. This is the team that we will be taking into the Pokemon League. A couple legendaries, a couple useful Pokemon. Volcarona, I'm hoping, can sweep a lot, is kind of my mindset. If Volcarona doesn't get to sweep, I kind of want Delagar to sweep. We are kind of mixed attackers. We have free special attackers, we have free physical attackers, which is always nice. Overall, seems like a decent team. So, with that, I'm going to get prepped for the Pokemon League. So if you guys have enjoyed this episode, leave a like down below, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado,